I'll never forget the sound of my chainsaw roaring to life at 3 a.m. The HOA's administrative cabin was still technically open for business, its hand-painted sign declaring office hours from 9 to 5. But by 6 a.m., it had become something else entirely, a sealed, windowless, doorless wooden cube. Inside were 2 ergonomic chairs, a fancy coffee machine, and Garrett, the 30-something son of our HOA president who had just tried to file fraudulent paperwork claiming ownership of my lakeside cabin. As I drove in the final nail, I stapled a laminated note to what used to be the front door. Simple, satisfying. Try squatting in someone else's property now, Garrett. My name is Todd Hensley, and I inherited my grandfather's cabin in Pine Ridge Reserve 2 years ago. It's a rustic retreat tucked between towering evergreens, where loons call across the lake, and the loudest thing you hear is the splash of a bass. I'm a contractor, prefer the sound of power tools over petty arguments and PowerPoint slides. My weekends? Fishing at dawn and grilling by dusk. But all that peace disappeared the moment I met Denise Crowley. She's the self-appointed queen of the lake community and serves as HOA president with the energy of a dictator during wartime. She once tried to find a family of Canada geese for loitering with intent to defecate. Her son Garrett is a failed crypto bro who now calls himself a property optimization specialist. Translation: he lives in her basement, drinks kale smoothies, and builds vision boards for real estate empires that don't exist. Together, they turned every HOA meeting into a hostage situation with coffee and spreadsheets. It started small. Garrett would paddle his neon yellow kayak past my dock every morning, pausing just long enough to make vague, threatening compliments. "Man, this place has so much potential," he'd say, scanning my cabin like a vulture spotting roadkill. "You could really boost square footage with some strategic expansions." I'd grunt and keep tying my fishing lures, hoping he'd keep paddling. But Garrett was persistent, like mildew in a shower. Then Denise started showing up unannounced, clipboard in hand. Section 9B clearly states all rustic structures must promote communal harmony. Your cabin's isolation suggests antisocial tendencies. That could hurt property values. I'd offer her water. She'd refuse, dramatically, then leave, only to return with brighter ideas. Soon, I was finding bright orange violation notices slapped to my door. Excessive pine needle accumulation, uncheerful curb appeal, unauthorized laundry drying. Yes, she photographed my work clothes on the line. I tried reasoning with her, told her the cabin's been in my family 40 years. I keep it clean. I maintain it myself. She didn't care. At the next HOA meeting, she unveiled a slideshow titled The Hensley Problem, a case study in community decay. She'd edited photos to make my cabin look like a haunted shack, added shadows, desaturated colors, claimed my porch chair was symbolic of emotional neglect. "If we allowed this to continue," she said, hand on heart, "what are we telling our children?" Old Jim Paulson stood up and grumbled, "Denise, that cabin's been there longer than most of us. You can't just take someone's property because you don't like pine needles." But she had a binder full of legal paperwork and kept pushing. Then came the final straw. I came home from a weekend camping trip to find a bright yellow property reassignment sign staked in my lawn. The locks had been changed. Taped to the window was a document declaring my property abandoned due to spiritual neglect. Signed by Denise. Ownership transferred to something called the Pine Ridge Community Innovation Hub. Managing Director, Garrett. Inside the cabin, I saw a massage chair, a Bitcoin mining rig, a lava lamp, and taped under my windshield wiper, a handwritten note. "Thanks for keeping the foundation level, bro. I'll take good care of it while I manifest my entrepreneurial vision, peace, and prosperity." Smiley face. I took a deep breath, then another. Getting angry wouldn't help. Instead, I walked the property, took photos, then drove straight to the HOA admin cabin, Denise's lair. Through the window, I saw them laughing, sipping smoothies, and high-fiving over documents. And that's when the idea hit me. By midnight, I'd visited the hardware store and loaded my truck with plywood, nails, heavy-duty construction adhesive, everything I'd need. The cashier asked, "Big project?" I could say I'm doing some creative renovations. I waited until 3 a.m. Tuesday. According to Denise's schedule, they always arrived at 5:30 a.m. for strategic planning Tuesdays. Working by headlamp, I started sealing every window with adhesive and plywood, screwing them in one by one. By 4:30, all that remained was the door. From my hiding spot, I watched them arrive like clockwork, green smoothies in hand, oblivious to the trap. They went inside. Lights went on. I gave them 30 minutes. Then I moved in, steel bar under the door, then plywood over it. I worked fast and quiet. Heard Garrett yank the handle. "What the hell is going on out there?" "Denise, whoever's out there, this is illegal. I demand you stop." I didn't say a word, just kept driving screws home one by one. 10 minutes later, the cabin was sealed. No windows, no doors. Only air vents too small for escape. I stapled my laminated note. "Try squatting in someone else's property now, Garrett." Then I drove to the diner, ate pancakes, sipped coffee, and called the sheriff's office. "Hi, this is Todd Hensley. I'd like to report a break-in at my cabin. Perpetrators appeared to have locked themselves inside the HOA office while fleeing the scene."